Awatinago 2003 and 2014. Ebola ejokoyote in August the 13th.
The disease reached Bo in the same 2014. After about 3 or 4 months, it was in Kaila and the Cambia district. And when it reached Bo, of course, it was very devastating.
I came to heard about the disease from a colleague that was staying at Kailan district attached to Daru Health Center, that a new virus has entered into our country at the district in Kailan. They reacted to it. It was a very surprising and a very new disease, which we have never had before. We have never seen it before.
Nobody had any knowledge of Ebola virus disease, so there were a lot of deniers, and well, of course, there was no knowledge of how to handle the critical disease.
We had Ebola. We are critical wa mugama. Aje mo mi o gba te kemo hajik fever. Kemu ya ko mu ka re ko mu yo yin o gba to.
The disease entered in Sierra Leone as the signs and symptoms of malaria. Even a colleague of mine, when the disease was contacted at the center, he treated an India's case at Daru Health Center without any identifiable condition that it can present as an Ebola disease condition. Just a mild fever, temperature, difficulty in breathing, and dizziness with fatigue.
So far, Ebola na koke Ebola ta jokoga ye jembena. Ewelo na bedo hibegama ye hibena. Mulo hale mala ke goglevu hoa. Glevu hugwe na ma to ma 14 days ma. Ngbebla tie na teju kpoto. Ye ngbebe sa tie teju kpoto. Medical bla ati de teka na imana. To ma tutu botili ati bo patient titu na government hospital. To welo ambulance teju tutu na tili ati bo government hospital mia patient. Ti ye na make 3 days. Kama ho mia 10 ugesia.
Gai na gaba miti bugri boy ya ma bi me. Asia ko koita ge na do ejo tie datora. Do you know jale go le mo ira bo ge o. Goto ye wi na goto mo na je college bu da o avalo talo. Je typhoid malaria lo. Je ge na kwe amuna haira. Ga high blood wi to a. Gologo ta o tie tu fu ke bayanga mi tiam. O ga ge dia ha ga igbeji yon ba gwe. Go ke na ge ke igbeji sign na ga te ke amwe te a ye ge no jiro bia. Mo agi harela e na guma hi ma gba no mo fu guma me wi bi e figwe ke beto ta wa bubu. Ti na wa ge mi akene ma mu ya ro. Oh, my telephone. Since
the disease was a very new one, our health system in Sierra Leone was a little bit porous. Even the IPC intervention was a little bit down. Even at the whole country, there was only one diagnostic center at Kenema and a single doctor that is a virological doctor. That was the reason why the disease really conquered and killed some of our health colleagues that did pass away, and we are not really having we are not really equipped how to handle the situation at the arrival of the disease in Sierra Leone. So government thought it fit to maybe send an emergency response that all the health centers will be equipped. We will be ready how to handle this disease condition. At that point in time, there are not a lot of readiness and good services that were put in place at that point in time.
Since there was no cure and our health facilities do not have the equipment that they could handle this situation, so even the health workers were overwhelmed, And of course, they did not have the protective equipment for themselves. So it was like running risk for their own lives and trying to secure lives at risk. So everything was turned over in the country. Even our international partners had little knowledge or no knowledge of Ebola. So a lot of people died at that moment, and there was a scramble at local levels, national level and international level, how they can rescue the situation in the country. So at that initial moment, it was really a confusing situation altogether in the country.
It was like a terrorist. Every second you hear about different information, every attack, all corners of this, So that prompts me to have called and alarmed people.
So it was very shocking, and as a leader, how do we handle the situation? How do we prevent it from happening, from spreading out, was a very critical situation.
And I want to be Sama, a raccoon, hater to at me like come go no guy pick Sama. Now he wait to go to survive it. Born am pay my father government be gisia. Base to one so gesia, tell post titi ya titi ya padero tea. Mofa guy padena ke kwema mumo.
So it was completely there in every situation. And we were only able to help our people, make our people understand by mounting very serious sensitization, by bringing on board all local stakeholders in the conversation, in the finding out local level solutions that could help situation.
Mwabe mugwilo munu gesa pewu in place, mu group go for group na sawa. Giyeji wa group 1 theater tanu ge na sasavi. Mu korina ma adwelo eye moya. Gewa ti aro ti korina na jiamatema, ti je gbadi, ti latwe, ti make sure tunu ge na sasavi. Ye na se ata hama, mu make sure ro ke na we nu mu ye na haga group 1 theater ta do we bo. Titi ma gbati akorina, titi bo. Na le gwe no ma ka mo ya ma ateu. Mugu mude nu gesa me fona hide jiya no gbi na le be da we na bo munu ga sa pele right ro ko e ma crack bu munu ga pele right ko e ma no gbi na upu ma uda we na bo ka we ma na upu ma no fe pe ma ba gbe ma i pompi ma mo ya mu je gbat mo ko ina gbat mu to pompi na ma ge gbo ma be bi ma pompi na ma ko be je pompi ba be ya fa ko ina na be ko be je pompi a be ko ya ke be ma bo be ko ina na bo ka be sai pompi na ma ke be je bo ka bo wala hima mu pe no mu pa ti set lo mu gbe no ma tale ga yede na moya ape ha eloko hamoti na go okay kete hama ke no fusa kete haga ma ye na se eloko ti survive ma kete survive ga ha 42 days ta mo e quarantine eloko ke 42 days na ke boyoga.
The guidance we are having, we embarked on community sensitizations. We teach the community people that we should be careful since we are now facing that a new disease is in our country. We give community sensitizations, how the patient will be received. There we came about to identify triaging system. When patient comes, we have to triage the patient before entering into the health system. That was the particular time we started practicing such an activity. Before then, we are not having triaging system in Sierra Leone.
In Bo especially, you see, it came to a time we did not take the Ebola disease fight as a complete medical situation. We relied on the involvement of everybody in the fight. So what we did in Bo and even in the country was to bring in on board all the traditional leaders in the country, starting with the paramount chiefs and the sub-chiefs, and bringing even on board men and women in the fight of Ebola.
Bonbon. Nyadehu. Dobo ega peta nyabi. Tubu ta halo se kwekwe na. Dobo isia ta halo teinun se kwekwe ya utega. Tare ga na tile nu gama ti yiwe te bage uteta. Yile ti yiwe te ma. Because ngata halo mo ya go bajati. asa ko duwe na mpi asa ko malwa yena so nyanya kage hiana ga ita urelo kage ta kwa wo ga ru ta funi ge nya ga lega ga ko yengbra aba mu ko ekwe humbate asoja ga jogo wa ko ita ba mu ko ya go longe mu nda uma ma fitna malwa ko era de la kwa puma wa kwa vuro mio mi abia bela bulu badia bu badia la pera la harela nda bui la baka male ko ke ye banga ba bu de gura nuka tete era tati ina yi.
The rules that worked very well was the rules provided by the local chiefs in our community, the paramount chiefs, the traditional chiefs, because it was the local approach that helped. And people can listen to their own leaders better than when situations are framed at national or international level and send them to them.
Gara musala. No, me abu mu higbema. Beda payable, be higbeda payable. Bo ma fe. Mo 500,000 euros. Tisa la jiti sana ta hui. Nu bua o tate o abia be abi ge yo mu e. Mago hida. Ai hi na wat lega ba. Bia nyomo ro abi. Ye ko po na tata me o ge ga ige. Da kwe ji si ati ati agutu bua ge tile yema. Gomenti ye to ya to gola awatina. Iye petrol ya. Bo na ta bo la ta pe ya bua pe pe le so mu sana ta gele wo. Nyam ke agi ye bua.
So fa mu pe mu gu na mo ho bate. Na we magu mu ye higbe na ataki. Ka mu make so gola. Ke mu dia mo ke from na mo bia quarantine 41 days ji make 42 days mu bia quarantine mu ya ro ahota gbi mu amugama.
Ke heita awuro le tum. Ke ruga se ba na tiye mu wati ya. Te mu rugo mu ndeji wate a hold up space. Bo na wana mi gola. Bilo tatu bua nga kwa ndule tatu pakana. Tu bua cha na kutatu na. Ka kwa ye kita budelo. Akenya ga hainde ngoko aguva kro. Gulu milo tuwe. Bita lukati ya hana jika bima. Ewe na kabaje gbo mu ya. Ka go ga yedi ga le ka ma beduma. Te na tai bo ame. Ke 3 4 ka bia be. Te no no fi ma pina. Ga mu ya nga gwa fere sawa sawa.
Ale Ebola ji emo ga wa otona edesian. Mu ye na le o no be wa le ame guru ke mo gu ga glia. Owa egere hi ye sister na ya mo ya. Mo se wi o mi sisiabo. Je mo understand lo ke je give we wa maha March to April to May. April to May je na atato na awala do awula na do mi. Ye je na ayegie na sian map we go na we awe yo korela emu we o yo korela na mu we ga o ba lo la ha e be affect Ebola mo na understand ka ye ga we na kotia tlana ye je na kotia ma gbe lo po ele ma mo ya ma mo pon kilo ma.
Everybody reckoned when the disease was actually put under control that because of the involvement of the local people, we saw that there was drastic reduction in the spread of the disease. Had it remained only to be seen as a medical situation, we are going to find it difficult. So Ebola, I can say, if it has to happen anywhere in the world, it's going to be a combined effort of medical practitioners and local authorities. And then no one will succeed in the absence of the other. So that is our experience, and that is what I personally learned in the fight against Ebola in Sierra Leone.